Hello and welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. I am Jordan and today we're going to be discovering Russell's Reserve. Okay, so this is going to be a 10-year-old, they say small batch, that doesn't really mean anything, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey from Wild Turkey Distillery. And it's 90 proof, 45% ABV stuff. Let's get into the important things here. Again, sorry, I'm working on camera and all that stuff. It's hard for me to focus here. So we got lights just wrong. It's Russell's Reserve small batch 10-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey at 90 proof. This is a Wild Turkey product. And so this is the first time I'm doing a Wild Turkey product in this series. So I'm going to quickly give a little rundown of Wild Turkey Distillery, a little bit of background on there. They do make a lot of great products. I will go out and get a couple bottles of like some Wild Turkey 101 and a couple other things to review a little later on. So if you're a big fan of Wild Turkey, see what you think here. Again, if you want, please put what you find, what prices you're finding on these whiskeys down in the comments below. If you have any questions, throw those down there as well. And if you have any comments, those are welcome as always. So, and again, I'm reading off my notes here because for starters, it's early in the morning and I don't have all this memorized. So, so the Wild Turkey Distillery, actually, that brand was started in New York City as a grocery in 1855. Um, and then post-Prohibition, they got into liquor and spirits, and they introduced the Wild Turkey 101 brand uh, in in that in the post-Prohibition era. Sorry, and then in 1871 they purchased the Rippey Distillery in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, and then they're bought and sold a couple times. Sorry, I'm having trouble speaking this morning. Obviously, bought and sold a couple of times, and now they're owned by the Campari Group, and they bought the distillery back in 2009, and so they're down in Lawrenceburg still, making their bourbons. And as far as the Russell is concerned, the mash bill is unknown. And then I've already given the details. So it's 10-year-old straight Kentucky bourbon, which means that the youngest barrel mixed into this is going to be 10 years old. And they're probably all going to be somewhere right around there. Um, and yeah, that's all there is that you need to know about this off the top of the head. Here we go. We're going to pour ourselves a little bit in here. Try and keep this on camera as much as possible. As I said, I may have already tapped into this bottle a little bit, but that's okay. That's why we're drinking whiskey in the first place. We're buying it, I should say, so we can drink it. Okay, so here we go. Starting the nose. Swirl it around, get a little movement out of that glass. And so it's a lighter floral smell that you get on there. You get some honeysuckle, some light floral stuff, a little bit of oak, a little marzipan. So some of those sweeter notes, even though it's sweet, get a little bit of ethanol in there, but a lot of sweet notes, caramel, vanilla, but there's definitely a floral element to it. Has a really nice nose. There's a little bit of complexity to it, so there's a couple of different notes in there. It's one of those ones that, as odd as it sounds, I'd really just like to sit and smell it. Just brings a lot of positive thoughts when I smell it. Okay, so 90 proof, so a little bit higher proof than your budget whiskeys in the 80s. Has a little bit of that ethanol burn in there in the back of the throat, but it has a very forward floral flavor with a slight nuttiness to it and a little bit of caramel in there. And it stretches out. Kind of has a lot of those flavors up front, and then the latter half of it kind of moves through. It has an oily finish that kind of clings to the tongue really good and lasts. So it has a fairly long finish to it with a little bit of burn in there, a little bit of spice, a little black pepper. You pick up a lot of that oak kind of in the middle of the finish. So it goes off the sweet stuff, it comes sweet down into a little bit of burn, and then it goes into that oakiness, and then it keeps into like a black pepper spice as it finishes out. And it's still lingering. I mean, it's still clinging to my tongue right now. So it's really, really nice. I like this one a lot. Going in for a second one. Here we go. The nose did not change after that first sip. It did dissipate, but it didn't change a lot. Although it brought out more of that honeysuckle or lilac, actually. I could see a lilac in there. Kind of that perfumey floral note. That came forward a lot. So I guess it did change a bit. That became the dominant note for sure. Now in the taste did change. Caramel came up front. That's the first thing I get. Smooths out, really soft on the tongue. Then you get hit with some oak and a little bit of barrel spice, and that finish still keeps going. Just going. Still going. Still going. And it's changing. That black pepper spice is still there. That's also kind of paired with the ethanol burn. Just a little bit oily. Like this one a lot. Higher proof, so it's going to be a little bit harder for people not accustomed to higher proof alcohol to drink. But that also means you're going to get a little bit more characteristic. I highly recommend this one. I don't remember what paid for the bottle. I want to say it was in the upper 30s, lower 40s is what it was. I don't remember off the top of my head, but highly encourage you to get out there, pick up a bottle of it, give it a try for yourself if any of those notes are something that you think you might enjoy. And once again, here you go. It's the Russell Reserve. Try to get the glare off there. Russell Reserve, small batch, 10-year bottle. And so that's one that I took out of the tasting book that I decided to give a whirl, and I'm going to just keep working through that. So leave a comment below. Make sure you do all the like, subscribe stuff, whatever. Help me grow this channel, see where it can go. And anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you're having yourselves a great day, and I'll catch you guys later.